COVID cases continue to mount. An update from BPL, and an erratic boat captain has been detained. Good evening, everyone. I'm Leah Cooper with your JCN News for this Monday, July 26. A whopping 133 new COVID-19 infections confirmed in the Bahamas for Sunday, July 25th. This staggering number follows 272 total confirmed cases between Thursday and Saturday of last week, as COVID-19 cases continue to surge in the Bahamas. The Ministry of Health's latest figures indicating that on Sunday, following 535 tests taken, 90 cases were confirmed on New Providence, 6 with a history of travel, 23 on Grand Bahama, 1 with a history of travel, 7 on Eleuthera, 6 on Exuma, 2 with a history of travel, 3 on Andros, 1 on Long Island, and 1 case with the location pending. The 133 cases pushed the total case count to 14,252. Of that figure, 1,578 are active cases, 92 cases are hospitalized, 82 of them considered moderately ill, while 10 are in intensive care. Health officials also confirming 2 unfortunate COVID-19 related deaths. Both males of New Providence, that's a 26-year-old who died on July 14th and a 73-year-old who died on July 19th. These deaths pushed the national death toll to 284. 26 deaths remain under investigation. The Ministry of Health also confirming 8 persons recovering from the virus. Total recoveries now stand at 12,298. 117,102 RT-PCR tests have been completed in country to date. Disruptive, heavy-handed, and anti-democratic is what Progressive Liberal Party leader Philip Davis is slamming the new restrictive measures as put in place to slow and contain the spread of the COVID-19 virus in the country. The opposition leader in a statement says the new rule restricting private gatherings to 5 persons provided that guests are vaccinated has been met with ridicule and disbelief from the public, adding that the new emergency orders restricting campaigning infringe the fundamental free speech rights of Bahamians. Mr. Davis contends that the Prime Minister's failure to lead deepens the country's health crisis, as he says it has been clear for some time that new, more transmissible strains of the virus pose a significant public health threat to the Bahamas. Yet the Menace government, he says, once again has failed to provide leadership or a plan to prepare and protect the country. The opposition leader further contends that a mess of disruptive new emergency orders micromanages Bahamians' lives, but will not stop the spread of the virus. The statement continues, Menace's failures have meant illness and heartbreak for too many Bahamian families and have left the Bahamas with one of the worst COVID performances in the region. The PLP leader further alleges that they created a rule that places excessive burdens on voters who wish to transfer their registration to a new address. They are hoping to block the participation of Bahamians displaced by Dorian or who have relocated because of financial strains due to lockdowns, adding that now they want to restrict conversations between candidates, campaign volunteers, and voters. He says the voter suppression efforts and the restrictions on campaigning expose how afraid the FNM is of free and fair election and the lengths they will go to prevent one. However, Mr. Davis says the PLP's COVID task force continues to promote constructive policy solutions, including a dramatic expansion of testing, more effective masks, a real public education campaign, and close consultation with local medical professionals. As the country gets ready for the upcoming general elections, and with the recent uptick in COVID-19 cases recently, many wonder if it's the wise decision to hold an election. That said, our news team visited voter registration sites across the capital and spoke with a few prospective voters. Here's Laurencia Smith with more.
A handful of persons can be found at 3 of the 7 voter registration sites here in the capital, a drastic difference from last week when it was reported that persons showed up in larger numbers trying to register to vote or transfer their address. However, with the talks of a looming snap election, Our news team spoke with a few voters at the main post office in Town Center Mall to find out why they decided to vote and if they think it's wise to call an early election as the country battles its way through another surge of COVID-19 cases. Health officials have reported a total of 452 cases since July 21st. Jacqueline Williams, who was transferring hard drives, says she wants to make sure her vote counts in the upcoming election.
Snap election, I am not sure that that will be the best decision. Based on what is happening in the country as it relates to the pandemic, the numbers, there are some factors that should be taken into consideration. Presently, the serving government has a particular time frame in that office. At this time, that time is coming to a close for the present sitting government, and it is in the best interest of the country for there to be a general election.
Now, National Security Minister Marvin Daines has went on record saying that whenever the election is called, the parliamentary department is ready. He says the main goal is to have a secure and safe election. Bishop Dion Mott, who was also at the main post office, says that the process was smooth and there was no delays. However, he was very frank about a possible early elections.
Well, this is very unprecedented. We have never been here before in terms of this COVID-19 pandemic. But elections is important for the growth and the country moving forward. You have to have elections. COVID-19 is not going anywhere. It's going to be with us for some time. Whether soon or later, it doesn't matter. We have to take the precautions and go on with our country's affairs.
Another voter who wants to remain anonymous at the parliamentary department headquarters noted that he wants to have all his affairs in order, knowing that there's talks that election can be called at any moment.
Well, I just want to try to be ahead of it, and when the time comes, I just be done prepared and ready to just go and cast my vote. Yeah, just saying about it, and that election could be called any minute. I don't want to get caught up in the last minute, so I said, let me just try to get it out the way now, so I could be ahead of the process.
There are 192,397 persons registered to vote. I'm Laurentia Smith for Jcn News.
You're watching Jcn News. Stay with us.